The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we've initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is exploiting JXL using Selenium. Our guest speakers today are Anurag, Deepak Dua, and Anil Kumar. Anurag handles business development and OSS Cube in India. Deepak is having more than 10 years of experience in software testing field. He has worked on various domains like e-commerce, healthcare, CMS, CRM, etc. He has expertise in web and mobile solutions. Deepak has extensively worked on testing automation and non-functional testing. He is currently associated with OSS Cube in the capacity of QA manager. Apart from managing project testing related work, he also runs Testing Center of Excellence and continuously working on skill development. Anil Kumar is working with OSS Cube as software quality engineer. He is passionate to learn new technologies and build his expertise in automated testing. Being a part of Testing Center of Excellence, he has worked in building functional automation framework using Selenium. Apart from this, Anil also has good hands-on experience in web services automation. So without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speakers today. Over to you, Anurag.
Thanks, Deepika. Thanks, Deepika, and thanks everybody for taking time out of your schedule for this webinar. I will introduce OSS Cube briefly, and then we can move on to the webinar. Introducing OSS Cube. OSS Cube is a leading global open source software-focused company providing an integrated value chain of services encompassing outsourced software development, product customization, implementation, consulting and training services on open source products and technologies. We have 300 plus technical team. We have one of the largest pool of certified LAMP professionals working with us. We are the world only Zen Center for Excellence with a CMI level 3 certification. Our principal location is spread across North America, the UK, and India. We are basically an open source organization, and we don't only work on the open source, we also actively contribute back to the open source community. We organize various open source conferences, camps like OSI Days and OSS camps, where speakers across the open source community come and give the presentation and benefit the open source community. To consistently deliver efficiency, excellence, and innovation for our customer, OSS Cube works closely in partnership with the leading open source technology providers. As you can see on the screen, we are the world first Zen Center of Excellence when it comes to Hadoop and Big Data, which is a very technology which is really taking the world in this form. We are the Asia's first cloud training partner, and we have been doing cloud training for the last 4 years. We are Eco-ready partner when it comes to ETL. We are the Talent Gold partner, and we are the only partners in the entire India and the Asia Pacific. Sugar CRM, which is one of the leading CRM, we are their platinum partner globally, and we are also their Sugar CRM authorized partner. We are the organization member of the Triple Association. OSS Cube has a broad set of competencies, but our greatest strength and what separates us from other open source solution providers is the ability to integrate many applications into a solution that can help customers to meet their business objectives and differentiate from their competition. The ability to offer an integrated value chain allows us to be a partner of choice for working with our enterprise for the software development requirement, plan projects, and the roadmap. As you can see, we have competencies across Magento, we have competencies across Talent, the Process Maker, Sugar CRM, and this really helps us to build an integrated solution for your business requirements. Moving on, I will like to pass on to Deepak and Anil for their presentation.
Thank you, Anurag and Deepika. Hello everyone, my name is Deepak and I am working as a QA manager with OSSQ. In today's webinar, we are going to discuss about JXL and JXL combination with Selenium. So before we go further details, I'll give you a little background about JXL. Basically, JXL is a Java utility. It is used to read and write data into Excel files. This is very small, easy to understand and easy to implement. Considering this fact, we thought of creating a very lightweight framework using JXL and Selenium combination. This framework is just like any other data framework where you can take inputs from external source. No matter what data you are using, your code will behave the same for each data set. Apart from its simplicity and easy to maintain features, the biggest advantage of JXL is that you have all the freedom to create customized reports as per your business requirements. Normally, we have seen that Selenium reports generated by TestNG or any reporting engine we use in our framework are not very useful for business users. These system-generated reports are actually meant for developer or tester only. Here, JXL provides you an edge to create your own custom reports where you can write your test cases in predefined format, their expected results, their actual results, along with some charts and graphs and meaningful analysis you can perform, and which is exactly your end user wants. The creation of JXL reports are completely dependent on your skills and your creativity. There is no limit. You can create your report just like any professional tool based on your programming skills. We are not saying it's the best solution around, but we can say this is one of the easiest solutions. So let's start with the session. So this is today's agenda. First of all, so this is today's agenda. First of all, we will understand what JXL is. Then we will learn like why we are using JXL and other similar approach which we can use for this kind of framework. Then we'll see how why we are using it with Selenium specifically, what other similar approaches are available. Then we will try to understand some basic code of JXL and we can implement it with Selenium. After that, we will move to how you can create some advanced reports, and then we will show you some live example we have created with JXL and Selenium combination. So first of all, we'll learn what is JXL. As I mentioned in the beginning, JXL is powerful jar for reading and writing Excel files. JXL was the first API to perform read and write Excel files. Exactly, this API was exactly meant for Java developer where they used to read and write inputs and their stuff from the for their Java programming using Excel sheets. JXL is very simple API, very lightweight and very easy to learn and can be used in many productive ways. In JXL, you can easily copy chart and images in your Excel files. So now another question is coming, why we are using JXL. So one of the major purpose of using JXL is the JXL supports font, number and date formatting. It supports shading, coloring of cells so that you can create your custom reports and you can highlight or you specifically want to show something to your client or any kind of detail analysis. JXL preserve macro on copy and support images creation. Sometimes it happens like you use some specific macro into your input files which are meant for the specific objective. So it retain all the formatting in text in your Excel files when you move it from one location to another location or you work with the heavy stuff. Another advantage of JXL is it's a customizable report. It depends on your creativity and your technical ability, like how much formatting you can do in your Excel sheets, and if you want to show some analysis to your end user, that is quite possible. JXL is internationalized. If you're working with multiple locales and your input is in different language, JXL will understand just like simple English, and it will produce the correct result. Let's move to another slide. So as we mentioned in the beginning, like just like JXL, we have similar kind of solution around. So one of the solution is POI. So why JXL when we have POI? I know many of you have this question in your mind. When you have POI, then why we are using JXL? So we know that there are few similarities between JXL and POI, and I would like to mention those similarities. Like JXL and POI have some same end functionality. Both are open source, free of cost, no additional cost is required to use both of these. Cell alignment and formatting kind of things are quite possible in both of them. After all these similarities, there are few differences. By using JXL, you can create your own reports. However, in POI, your report is being created using test engine like FNG, which generates HTML-based reports, which are not very helpful for the customer. Or if in case we are using HTML-based report, or if we want to customize those reports, it may take a lot of effort, or it may require a lot of programming skills. So, friends, this was the basic introduction about JXL and its combination with Selenium. From this slides onwards, my friend Anil will explain you how you can start with JXL and write simple code and create your own custom reports. Over to Anil.
Thank you, Deepak. Hello, friends. I am Anil Kumar, and I will share my experience on JXL. So let's start with some configuration part, and for that we need Eclipse, JXL jars, and Selenium latex jars. I have 2.44.0, so I am going to use that, and for that we need to switch to the Eclipse. So here I have Eclipse with me, and let's start with the configuration part. For that you need to right click here, so this is Eclipse. Guys, you have to right click in the project explorer and go to new tab and just add one Java project. I have here one Java project named as JXL webinar. So just right click on the project, and there is an option build path. Go to that option. There is another option which is configure build path. Click on configure build path, and from these tabs select the libraries tab. So once you have selected the library tab from these tabs, click on the button add external jar. So add external jar, click on this button and navigate to the position where your jars are residing. In my case, it's in the workspace. So these are the jars folder. Select the Selenium jar as well as JXL jars. So once you have selected the Selenium jar and the JXL jar, click on the open button. I have already configured it, so I am clicking on cancel, and all the jars will be there in this window. So here comes all the jars, and you need to click on OK, and once clicking on OK, all the jars will be here in the project explorer. So it depends on your Eclipse. That in my Eclipse all the jar files are here, but in some of the Eclipse, these all jar files come under one folder which is known as reference library. So the configuration part is done. Now we need to create an Excel file which have the test data, and we need to store that file on our system. So for that, I'm showing you one file. I have built it
So this is the file. So this is the Excel file. I have done a little bit of formatting to it, and these are the test case IDs, test case description. I have different test cases here, different test data, username and password is test data here, and you can see the result column is empty here. So we are going to read this Excel file, write the results here, and I have two sheets. One is login and another one is register. So by clicking on register tab, we will go to the register sheet, and on this register sheet I have different test cases, different test data, and in here also one similarity, that result column is empty here also. So let's move to the presentation now and understand the basic code first. So, to understand the basic code, first of all we have reading Excel file. To read any Excel file we have three things. First one is workbook, then sheet, and then cell. Workbook is basically the file of your Excel file. The sheet is basically, I have shown you the login and register of the sheet, and cell is basically the column where we are putting the data in it. So first we have to access the workbook, then the sheet, and at last the cell. So by using this code, workbook.getWorkbook, new file, and you have to pass the path of your Excel file here. So I have passed the Excel file book1.xls here, and by using this code you can access the workbook. Now once the workbook is accessed, you are going to access the sheet. So you can use this code workbook.getSheet. 0 is representing here that it will going to access the first sheet. So you can also pass the name of the worksheet here, like login or register, but in double quotes. So once you have a sheet, you can then start accessing the cells, and you can retrieve the cell's content as a string by using the convenience method getContent. So here you can use this code sheet.getCell. 0, 0 is representing the first row and first column of the sheet. So I'm using the method getContent, and it will get the content in a form of string from the first row or first column of the sheet I have passed. So this is about the reading of Excel file. Now moving forward, we have writing Excel file. So once we are done with the reading part, we move to the writing part. So for writing part, we will use writable workbook. Writable workbook is basically what we are going to do is, we are going to copy the book 1 content to book 2 and then start processing on the book 2.xls. So what I'm saying is that after the execution, we will have two files. One is book 1, which is for the test data, and another is book 2, which is basically the reporting. So how you can copy the path? You can use this code where I'm using the method create workbook, book2.xls. I'm passing in it, which is the name of the new file. And you can pass the whole path here. I'm just writing it book2.xls, so it will create the book in my Project Explorer itself. And I'm passing the object of workbook as well, which I have told you in the last slide that it is the object of the book1.xls. So this will create the replica of book 1 into the book name as book2.xls. Now I have accessed the workbook, writable workbook. We will move to the writable sheet. So for that, we will call the method getSheet, and here also the 0 is representing the first sheet, and we can also pass the name of the sheet like login and register in double quotes. So moving forward, once we have accessed the writable workbook and writable sheet, we are going to access the cell. So cell can be of different data types. So these data types can be label, date time, boolean, number, etc. So I am going to write pass and fail, and that will be a string. So I am going to use label here. So I am just creating the object of that label and passing the row number and column number and the string data, which can be pass and fail in that case. So once I am ready with the label, I will paste that cell into the writable worksheet by using this method add cell. So once we have finished adding sheets and cells to the workbook, we call write on the workbook and then close the file. This final step generates the output file, which is book2.xls, and if we call close without calling write first, a completely empty file will be generated. So don't do that mistake. And let me show you the code in the Eclipse, and for that we need to go back to the Eclipse. So we are switching to the Eclipse. In Eclipse, here, this is the method named read write. In this method, what I am doing is I have used the method of get create book with the workbook and name the sheet as test input.xls. Test input.xls I have shown you is the sheet which having the data which I am going to read. And then I have created an object of writable workbook and call the method create workbook. It will copy the content of test input.xls to the execution report.xls. And this execution report.xls will be there with for the reporting purpose. So after I have the writable workbook, I will get the writable sheet, and I have two sheets. One is login and another one is register. So this is the code I have used here, and I have also used this. I have write all the data using this write method in the writable workbook, and I have also closed that sheet and closed the original sheet as well. So let's move back to the presentation, and here now I am done with the reading and writing of Excel files using JXL. So now let's move to the reporting part, and for that we are using JFree chart. So we are using JFree chart for the advanced reporting. JFree chart is basically open source library in Java. It allows user to create and generate graphs easily. Basically, whatever we do, we need to report in some or other way. In Selenium, as we all know, there is no reporting mechanism. So we need to depend on other frameworks like TestNG and JUnit, mainly for the reports. So how can we generate reports without using TestNG or any another test engine? So for that we use JFree chart, and by using JFree chart, user can easily generate graphs with basic commands which JFree chart provides. So before getting started, user should have JFree chart file which you can download from the net. Let me show you how to configure that. So for that, again we need to go to the Eclipse. So here I am going to tell you that how user can configure the JFree chart file. So this is Eclipse here. Again, click on JXL webinar. This is the project name. Right click on it. Go to build path. Then the configure build path, and click on this configure build path. Here, from these tabs, go to the libraries tab. Go to this libraries tab and click on add external jars button. Navigate it through and click on the JFree chart jar. Once the Java file is included here. Click on OK. And by clicking OK, your configuration part of JFree chart is done. So let's move back to the presentation again. So this is how you can add the JFree chart or configure the JFree chart in your program. So this is the application level architecture of JFree chart. The application level architecture explains where JFree chart library sits inside a Java application. So this is the diagram for that. We have input, we have program. Program here is signifies the Java program basically. Java file can be a standalone file or can be a file in a framework. So at that program there are Java API and JFree chart API, which gives you the output, and then JFree chart APIs will convert that output into some image. So what is the procedure is, we have the input test data from Excel sheet. The input can be from any external source, but in our case it is from the Excel sheet. Then the test data goes to the program, which is a Java file, and here introduces the JFree chart API. And then on the basis of program and test inputs, we have test results based on that. So once our output is there, we can generate the charts and we can convert those charts into the images using the JFree chart. So this is the application level architecture of JFree chart. And moving forward, there are some few classes for reporting, which I am going to discuss. So there are so many classes provided by the JFree chart, but I am going to discuss the one which I have used in my program. So the first one is chart factory class. The chart factory is an abstract class under the org.jfree chart package, and it provides a collection of utility methods for generating standard charts. This abstract class provides many methods, but I am using create pie chart, and this create pie chart method will just simply create a pie chart from depending on the test results. The second class is chart utilities class, and the chart utilities class is from the same package, which is org.jfree.chart package, and it provides a collection of utility methods of JFree chart, including methods for converting charts into image files. The format of the image files can be PNG, JPG, and you can also create HTML image maps. This class also provides many methods, but I am using the method which is save chart as PNG. So whatever the chart you have created, it will convert the chart into the PNG format. So these are the two classes I have told you. And after that, now let's move to the JXL example and understand some advanced reporting code. And for that, this is the code basically where I am using the default pie dataset class. I have created the object of that default pie dataset and set the value pass and fail into that. In the second line, I have pass and fail. I have set the value that my pie chart will show only two values. One is pass and another one is fail. So once the pie chart configuration is done, I have used this class chart factory, which is an abstract class I have told you, and use the method create pie chart for that. And once the pie chart is created, I have used this at last, the file pie chart equal to new file login.png. I have given the name to that pie chart, and that will be login.png. So once I have created the pie chart, I will convert that pie chart into the image by using the save chart as JPG method, which is from chart utilities class. So this is how we can do that. And once our pie chart is converted into an image, we can add that image by using writable image class into our sheet by using this sheet.addImage and passing the image object into that. So this is how you can add your Excel image to the Excel sheet, your pie pie chart image to the Excel sheet. And let's quickly switch to the Eclipse to understand this code. So in Eclipse, where I'm using this code is here. Here I have passed set the value in data set as the pass and fail. And once I have set the value, I have created the chart by using this chart factory and create pie chart method of the chart factory class. Once the chart is created, I have given it the name login.png. And once that is done, I have created the image of that chart by using chart utilities class method save chart as JPG. And at last, I have added that to the Excel file. So I have done this here, and this is my standalone Java class, in which this is a standalone Java class. So my execution starts from the main, and let's do a small dry run how this program is going to work. So the execution starts from the main, and first of all, I have created the object of this class, and with the help of this object, I have called the function login. So go to the login function here, and first of all, I have to property file object. I have created that. Then I have launched the Firefox driver, and then I have used this read-write method. As I have told you that test info.xls is my file, which content is going to copy into the execution report. And I have two sheets. One is login, and another one is register. So moving back to the login function. Once I have done that, I have created some logic here. On the basis of that, some of the test case may pass and some of the test case may fail. So here I use the method set value into cell. So this set value into cell is basically a method, as I have told you, that I'm going to just print their pass and fail. So for that, I am using the label data type of the cell, and it will pass there the pass and fail value. So moving back to the login method again, here after doing this pass and fail, I have the test result, and I have used this data set, setting the value pass and fail to it, and then creating the pie chart. After creating the pie chart, I have given it the name login.png, converting that login.png into a image, and once my image is done, I have added that into the login sheet. So this is the login method. Now the next method I have called is register method. This is same as the login method. What I have done is I have just set the pass and fail value, created the pie chart. Once the pie chart is done, I have named this as register.png and added into the register sheet. So after this, I have close file method. Close file method will write all the data in the writable worksheet and then close the file. And at last, it close the original workbook as well. And the last line is driver.close. It will close my Firefox driver, which I have launched. So this is a standalone file. Let's see how it works. You can simply hit the run button, or you can press Ctrl F11 for the execution. So before that, before execution, I am going to let's again see the test data file. This is test input.xls. Here, this is the data. The result columns are empty here in the login as well as in the register. So let's do the execution and see what happens. So here, this is a new tools name website, which is going to be accessed by the driver, which is I have written there. And once it is done, it will pass the data, the username and password from the test input.xls file. It will pass the values here one by one, and some of the test case may pass and some of the test case may fail here. So on the basis of that test result, it will create some pie chart, and that pie chart, I have created that pie chart into an image, converted into an image, and once the image is done, I have pasted that image back to the Excel file. So it will give you better reporting, and you can see, you can find out that yes, there are some significant data you can count from there. So the login part was done. Now it's on registration. The test cases may pass or fail on the basis of my logic. So the logic can be anything. Your test data can be anything. And once the thing is done, once the all test data, all test cases may run, it will close the browser. See, all the test data and all the test work is done, and it will close the browser and come back to the Eclipse. Now see here, jar is the last folder in my project explorer. After this, the another projects are there. So what you can do is just go to the project and right click on it and press the refresh. So after refreshing your project, you will encounter three new things. The first one is the execute report.xls. The second thing is login.png, and third thing is register.png. So I have refreshed it, and see here. This is the report. This is the writable worksheet. It is done with now, and the login.png and the register.png. So let's see this file, execution report.xls, and in this file, so by navigating to this path and opening that file, so this is the output basically. Here you can see that the file is same, and the formatting I have done in it works same. The test, this is the test, these are the test cases, test ID. The result column has some data in it, and there is one pie chart regarding it, and it will, by seeing this, anyone can understand that the number of pass test cases is more than the number of failed test cases. This is about the login, and let's move to the register part now. In register as well, we have the same thing. Some of the test cases passes, some of the test cases fail, but the number of test cases which passes is very high, and the number of test cases which fail is very less. So this is how you can generate the advanced reporting. You can create bar chart, you can create graphs in it. It depends on the knowledge of your Java. You can do anything in it. So moving back to the presentation, we have shown you that, so this is the JXL example I have discussed about, and moving forward, these are the reporting sheets I have shown you. So this is the reporting sheet for the login, and this is the reporting sheet for the register. So these reports are much easily understandable to everyone. By everyone, I mean the testers, developers, or even customers who are not that much technical. And we would reach to some decisions by seeing these kinds of reports. So this is not the only report we can generate, as I have told you earlier. Now it depends on your creativity, on your knowledge of Java, and more importantly, the requirement of the project. If the requirement of the project says that reporting is the must part, so you can do this by creating the pie chart, by creating graphs, by creating the bar charts as well. So this is it, guys, and now we are open for the question answer session.
Thank you so much, Anil. Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Anurag. Thanks for the insightful presentation. I would request you to quickly take up the questions now. Please read them out and give the answers so that all our users may listen to your commendable insights.
So if you have asked that what is the difference between POI and JXL performance-wise, guys, performance-wise there is not much difference. Both are fast, but the difference is in which you are using it. That like POI jars are used with the framework, so the purpose is different in case of POI jars, and in case of JXL jars the purpose is different. So performance-wise both are good. So some have asked that does JXL support .xlx format? No. The answer is no. JXL does not support .xlx format. It is just supporting till XLX format. But POI is supporting the .xlx format as well. So some have asked, can it create reports from fetching data from Excel only? Does it integrate with any test management tool? So the answer is no. In that case, you cannot do that with the test management tool. So some have asked that or.property, what's there in that? Can you please show to us? Yeah, or.property is nothing. I have just passed the URL there. So basically, it was there so that you cannot dependent on the code. You cannot do the hard code. If the URL may change, so you can just change in the o.properties file. So that's the purpose of that o.properties file there. So some may have asked, how will the API handle any error? Yeah, API will handle some errors. The exception handling which is provided by the Java is there. Yes, it will handle the errors as well. So some have asked that is Office mandatory for this? Yes, Office is mandatory, but it should not be from Microsoft. It can be LibreOffice. It can be anything which will provide you the XLS format or XLSX format if you are going to use the POI class as well. So some have asked that, just a minute. So some have asked that how is JFree more helpful and better than JUnit and TestNG? Guys, JFree chart is just a Java API which is provided by Java for formatting, for reporting, and TestNG and JUnit is the test engine. By using that, you can create your own frameworks, or they have provided you the frameworks like TestNG and itself a framework. So some have asked that some people have asked that it's about Selenium. Can Selenium handle window dialog pop-up from browser, like file save as window and edit the name of default file name on the window? So guys, the answer is yes, you can do that, but with the help of AutoIT. If AutoIT is not there, it is difficult because Selenium is meant for the web. It's not there for the Windows purpose. So you can do that, but with the help of AutoIT. So some may have asked you. Just a minute, I'm just getting through from the questions, going through from the questions. So guys, this is it. These are the questions I have encountered, and I think I have given the right answers for that. And if you have any questions remaining, so you can email us and we will definitely get back to you. So thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Anil. I'm thankful to our guest speakers today.
I'm thankful to our guest speakers today.
Yeah, it was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a huge success. The recording of this webinar will be available on techgeek.com very soon. Thank you, everyone.